Today we are talking about why my baby is bad at tummy time and a few strategies that proactive parents can do to help their baby have a better experience with tummy time, because it is absolutely one of the most important things that babies can do to set themselves up for success later on. Hi, I'm Dr. Lauren Baker, a pediatric physical therapist, and on this channel, we help proactive parents help their littles move better. Think of me as your pediatric physical therapy bestie, here to help you learn tips and tricks so that you can help your littles move with confidence and ease. Tummy time can be truthfully one of the banes of families' existence starting from day one, and if they are struggling in that position, there are often a lot of things that parents can do to help their littles have a better experience. So let's talk about a couple of reasons why a baby could be considered bad at tummy time. Oftentimes this bad terminology is really just, why is my baby struggling with tummy time when other babies are not? So one of the biggest reasons why babies could struggle with tummy time is the flexibility in their neck. If they have tightness in their neck, specifically if you go to wipe their neck and they're really kind of crunched in here, they're not going to be able to push through their elbows and lift their head comfortably, because in order to activate the muscles on the back of their little body and the back of the neck to lift their head up against gravity, they have to have the flexibility and the front to allow those muscles to activate. If we have tightness in the front of the body, whether that's because of just muscular tension or tethered oral tissues that are also impairing function, things like that can really increase tension in the front of their body. The other potential block could be flexibility in the upper half of their body. So in order to be able to push through those elbows and lift that chest up off of the ground, you need to have flexibility again in this upper quarter of your body. So you need to be able to bring your arms easily above your head. You need to be able to bring them easily out to the side, hug yourself. Those arm motions need to be flexible, because if not, if you have tightness in this kind of side part of your body, your elbows are going to be tucked underneath you. And for tummy time to be successful, babies need to have their elbows positioned slightly in front and slightly to the side of their shoulders. That's going to allow them to really push through their elbows and lift their trunk and their head up. Those are only one of a couple reasons why babies could be struggling with tummy time. If you know your little is struggling with tummy time, I want to make sure that you know about my newest book, Tummy Time and Learning to Roll. For proactive parents, this book can really help build the strength and flexibility and have the holistic foundation that they need in order to move on to rolling. Now, rolling is not going to happen until they're about 4 to 6 months, but if your little is earlier than that, we have tummy time play positions all the way from newborns through kind of that 5-6 month range. And it gives you a ton of different ideas, 240 pictures of different tummy time positions that you can try out with your little. We're not going to be able to go into everything today. So in order to give you the most thorough resource, I literally put my entire brain on paper, and this book will be linked up here. So if your baby is struggling with tightness in the front of their neck or in their shoulders, what do you do about it? One of the best ways is by doing backbends on a stability ball. I love this exercise, and there is also another video that I'll link up here that goes into a couple of other different ways that you can focus on stretching the neck, especially if you have a little bit older of a baby. But I wanted to make another video for babies who are closer to the 3 to 4 month range, so that we can show you exactly how you can get your baby safely on a stability ball, where you would support the babies who still might be working on head control. Because if a baby is struggling with tummy time, they often have weakness in their neck because they're struggling to lift it up off the floor. So they're not able to spend as much time as their same age baby peers who are not struggling to lift their head off the ground, right? So by 3 months, we want the baby to be able to lift their head up to 90 degrees, which is a vertical line. And in order to be truly prepared for rolling, especially belly to back, we want the baby to be able to sustain 5 to 10 minutes on their belly, pushing through their elbows to lift their chest. In order to move on to something more complex, we have to be able to do it stationary. We really need to make sure babies can tolerate tummy time, or babies run the risk of having their difficulty with tummy time complicating future milestones, specifically rolling and crawling on hands and knees. The baby back bends are done on a stability ball. Any type of stability ball or exercise ball that you have at home likely will work. I like to make sure it's between a 45 centimeter and 65 centimeter ball. 65 centimeters are gonna be a little bit harder for shorter individuals because you really wanna get close and be close to the baby. I do this often on my knees. So I like the 45 to 55 range. We're gonna go over placing a baby on the stability ball and stretching out the front of their neck. Should we bounce, bounce, bounce? So you can start a baby off by supporting their head and giving them some bounces. Yeah. Hi. And then my chest is really close, and I'm gonna let the baby go all the way down, and then my hands are gonna be on top of his pelvis, and we're gonna go back and front and back and front, and I'm gonna let his arms move, and ideally they will eventually relax over his head. A big stretch. And you can kind of encourage them. Usually if you have two people, I do like 2 hands on the top of their pelvis. But if you have multiple people, then the baby can try to kind of grab that person. The other person can give them kisses. Hi. Hi. Yeah, good job. Hi. Oh. Nom 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 nom. Nom 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 nom. But you can see too that like we're stretching out this neck, and you need some work on that neck, sweet boy. And I often find that this position is better than the guppy pose. Now I do want to try to encourage him to turn his head. Hi. Hi, so I might need to come in here. Hi. Yeah, that's harder. Are you okay? Okay, how about 1, 2, 3, all done. Good job. Hi. Are we okay? Yeah, that was harder. I know. That was harder than just with your head rotated. You did a good job. Yeah. Do you see the microphone? The microphone has lights on it. Yeah. And so when you're going back and when you're going up, you want to make sure that their head is supported, especially if they're less than 5 or 6 months. Oftentimes by 6 or 7 months, they have really great head control, and you don't need to do that. Okay, can we do one more? Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high. Okay. We are getting too close to our nap time. So if the baby doesn't tolerate it, that's okay. You can bring them in close too. Yeah. Okay. Are we all done? Thank you for telling me. Okay. Thank you for telling me we're all done. Good job.
You get those toes. Get those toes. Nice work. You've got your toes. Okay. Say bye-bye, ball.
If you're not quite ready to grab the book, but you still want to experiment, see if some of these things could be impacting your baby's ability to tolerate tummy time, make sure you check the tummy time checklist. It's a free downloadable checklist that you can go through and make sure that your baby has everything that they need and they don't have any hidden blocks like arm tightness or neck tightness, resulting in some complications with them being able to tolerate 5 to 10 minutes of tummy time after 3 months. And that's a wrap. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy life to stick with me during this video, to learn the backbends on the stability ball, to try them out with your child so that they can hopefully improve their experience with tummy time. If you haven't yet, make sure to grab a copy of Tummy Time and Learning to Roll. If you have a little 0 to 6 months and really want to make sure that they have a strong foundation so that they can make sure that they master rolling in all 4 directions, belly to back over the right shoulder, left shoulder, back to belly over the right shoulder and left shoulder. So then they're set up to have a strong foundation for crawling on hands and knees. If you have more questions, make sure you drop them in the comments, or for those who really want a little bit more one-on-one time with a pediatric physical therapist to ask questions on tummy time, rolling, troubleshoot next steps, and to make sure that your baby has a really strong foundation for their future milestones, you can book an online parent consultation with me. The link is in the description and the pinned comment. And during our time together, I'll make sure all of your questions are answered and that we point you in the right direction so you feel supported on your baby's development journey. If you are still curious about other ways that you can help solve some potential tightness in your baby or make sure that they tolerate tummy time, make sure you check this video out next. It's gonna solve or help you look at that arm tightness in babies that we talked about earlier.